Last time, in episode 41, I talked about the characters that appear in the Zelda animated series. Now in part 2, I talk about the enemies that were seen in the first Zelda game. So let's get started, folks. First we'll start with Armos, a stone-like creature that was seen in every Zelda game except for the second one, The Adventures of Link. Let's see what he looks like. He bears a lot of resemblance to his original design and attacks with spears, plus he was seen in either 1 or 2 episodes. Darknut. He's a Darknut. Yeah, I'm him, Darknut, because his nuts are dark. Yeah. Anyway, he's a recurring enemy that resembles a giant knight equipped with a heavy armor, a large sword, and a wide shield. Darknuts are notoriously difficult to defeat and are considered by many fans as the hardest non-boss, non-mini-boss enemies in the games which they appear. In the animated series, he looks closer to his game design but was seen in 1 episode. Gibdo, flesh-eating undead mummified monsters that have been around since the very first Zelda game and have appeared in several other games like The Link to the Past, for example, and their weaknesses are fire. Let's take a gander on what he looks like. As you can see, folks, he has the design and was seen in 3 episodes. In the episode Kiss and Tell, one of the Gibdos disguised himself as a maiden, pretending to be attacked by Gleeok for Link to come into the scene by turning him into a frog. Goria, these canine-like enemies who throw boomerangs and are seen in 2 colors, red and blue, plus you only see them in dungeons. In the animated series, this is what they look like. They have their original design and were seen in 2 episodes, plus one briefly appears in the episode Having a Ball in the 2nd season of Captain N the Game Master. Linal are these lion centaur-like beings that come in 2 colors, red and blue. Let's see what he looks like. Yes, folks, this is what they look like in the animated series, but were seen in 1 episode. Moblins are bulldog-like enemies seen in the forests and come in 2 colors. In the Zelda cartoon, they greatly resemble their original designs. In the episode The Moblins Are Revolting, one Moblin convinces the other monsters to overthrow Ganon and form an alliance called the Brotherhood of Underworld Monsters. They also appeared in 3 episodes in Captain N the Game Master, and the way they do look rather spot on. Octorok, an octopus-like monster that spits out rocks out of his mouth. Let's take a look. He's much closer to his game design and was seen in 3 episodes, but also briefly appeared in Kiss and Tell. Rope. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's what he's called. A snake-like monster that seems docile under normal circumstances, but will charge at targets that pose a threat to their territory, and here's what he looks like in the animated series. He looks like a mix between a snake and a rope and was seen in 1 episode. Stalfos, skeleton knight-like enemies that attack Link with swords. In the animated series, they look just like their original designs, wearing armor with flames in the middle, and use variety of weapons, plus they're known as Ganon's foot soldiers. However, there was a Stalfo that appeared in 2 episodes of Captain N the Game Master. Tektite are these one-eyed spider-like monsters that are seen in mountainous areas, and come in several colors. Here's what they look like in the animated series. They look like fuzzy blue spiders with 4 eyes, and they appeared in 2 episodes. Vyre, blue gargoyle-like enemies that appear in dark areas. Let's take a gander on how they look. They look spot on, and they were seen in 3 episodes. And last, this brings us to Zora, a race of hostile aquatic enemies that are seen in watery areas. And here's what he looks like in the animated series. He looks like his design and is seen in 2 episodes. Well, that sums up the enemies from the first Zelda game that appeared in the Zelda animated series. But we're not done yet. Stay tuned for part 3 as I talk about enemies from Zelda 2.